Summer is the time for vegging out, so why not do it with two of Virginia's iconic vegetables, cucumbers and summer squash? Garden experts know that botanically, squash and cucumbers are technically fruits, but they're raised and prepared like vegetables. Some of this year's crops are peaking late due to heavy rains in the late spring. But over at Old Tavern Farm in New Kent County, John Bryant likes what he sees.
Every year I've learned is a little bit different. And this year certainly so, with the late frost, and then we've had a good amount of rain. And when it's rained, we've gotten a lot of rain, well over an inch, 2 to even 3 inches of rain in a very short period of time. But we're standing here in front of our cucumber and squash field, and they have done pretty well. They're tough plants.
Bryant's family has operated Old Tavern Farm since the early 1900s, but the property dates back to the late 1600s, when it was a rest stop for travelers going between Richmond and Williamsburg. As far as the owners know, the site has been in continuous agricultural production. That kind of perspective can help during a year like 2020, where everything has been turned upside down. Like many farmers, they've learned to take the long view.
Every year we experiment a little bit. This is our second year growing celery, and that's probably not going to be super successful. We had a problem with anthracnose or celery leaf curl, but we'll try it again a third year, and maybe we'll get a good crop next year.
Thanks to COVID-19, Virginia farmers have had to deal with more than the usual challenges this year, but their hard work is paying off, just a little behind schedule.
We had rain, and then we had cool weather. You know, rain's followed by cool weather, and then it kind of put the tomato crop later this year, and squash and cucumbers and everything. So it kind of delayed things by about 15 days this year.
Craig DeBernard runs C&T Produce in Stafford County. They depend on farmers markets to get their crops to their customers. The pandemic shut all of that down earlier this year. Even when some farmers markets started opening back up, there were still limits on what customers could do when they shop. DeBernard hopes that will soon change.
You know, they can come in and point to what they want. A lot of people want to choose their own. You know, they don't want somebody putting it in a bag for them, and I don't like putting it in bags for them. I like for people to choose their own produce and what they want.
Summer squash is produced on 482 farms in Virginia, covering 838 acres. It's both low in carbs and calories and is a great source of fiber and potassium. Zucchini, yellow squash, and patty pan squash are the most common in the summertime. They generally go for between $1 and $3 a pound, according to the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services.
Squash is very productive and relatively easy to grow. And you know, squash has been around for a long time. In North America, it's one of the earliest food sources, along with corn and beans. And that fruit will keep producing for a large portion of the summer.
Cucumbers, meanwhile, are 95% water and come in several different varieties. The most common of these are slicing, pickling, and burpless cucumbers. In Virginia, they're found on 456 farms grown over 386 acres. The average price for fresh cucumbers ranges from 50 cents to $1 each, according to the State Department of Agriculture Farmers Market Survey. But first, you have to grow them.
We haven't had rain in about 3 weeks, and we've been irrigating, and with temperatures in the 90 plus, it's kind of hard to grow vegetables in 90-degree plus temperatures, but we're doing it. We're doing it with drip irrigation and overhead irrigation, and we're sustaining, so hopefully we can get some rain here soon.
From too much rain earlier to not enough midsummer moisture, Virginia farmers are adapting to whatever Mother Nature throws at them, and they have the produce to prove it. In New Kent County, I'm Burke Moeller reporting.